Welcome everyone to another exciting episode of The Tea with Pius and
Solomon.
And today we want to respond to questions. You guys have been listening and we've gotten overwhelming comments and questions. We put them together here and we shall be going through each one of them. So your voice is important. So let's get down with it.
Awesome.
What role do mentorship and professional relationships play in your success? And how have you cultivated those relationships over time? This is a perfect question for you. What role does mentorship and professional relationships play in your success? And how have you cultivated those relationships over time?
They have everything to do with your success, everything, 100%, maybe 200%. We just discussed relationships. They are the key to unlocking your destiny.
Yeah.
And God designed it that way.
Yeah.
Your success is tied to someone else. Someone else's involvement in your journey, someone else's own success. Relationships are everything.
Yeah.
I mean, even salvation itself is about relationship. The point of salvation is for you to have a relationship with God. I don't know how else to explain how important relationships are.
Yeah.
Everything. Mentorship has to do with humility. It requires to ask for advice and help. The only thing I would add to that is be picky about who you choose to be your mentor. That's in your power, not theirs. Who you allow access to you is your greatest privilege as a human being. You're sitting here today, you're allowing Pius and I to speak into your lives. I don't know if you realize how heavy that is. It's a privilege for Pius and I to have the opportunity to speak to you guys, because you don't have to be here. No one forced you guys to come. You came of your own volition because you're after something.
Yeah.
And therefore allowing us an opportunity to honor our maker and the opportunities he's created for us, and hopefully it sparks something in you guys and you can achieve it faster. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So pick your mentors carefully. Make sure you respect them. Make sure you like them. Make sure you honor the fruit of their labor. You know, it is written that you shall judge them by their fruit.
Yeah.
Don't go for fancy titles and names. Observe their lives. That means you have to be attentive enough and disciplined enough to watch, read, follow, see the fruit. Don't just go off of one-time engagements. If you like the fruit, then do whatever it takes to get in the earshot. Ask, and then ask some more. Keep your opinions to yourself, because you know what? If you knew enough, you would not need them as a mentor. I mean, it's that simple. One of my mentors actually told me this. He had a young guy he was mentoring years before I interacted with him, that he loved this young guy. He was hungry, he was sharp, he was like, you could see the potential this guy had. He was pregnant, heavy with potential. And he committed to do whatever he could to help this young man unlock his potential. Now, the guy I'm talking about is $1 millionaire. His annual bills, bills za stima, maji, wafanyikazi, mafuta, ya gari, ya ndege, ya meli, because he has yachts and private jets. He spends $4.5 million a year on bills. Bills. Just bills. That's a guy you want to learn something from, right? Took this young guy on a trip to Japan to meet some of the top Japanese corporate leaders. He was having dinner with them. I don't know what deal he was trying to cut with them, but he took this young guy with him as his briefcase carrier. Why did he do that? He wanted to expose him to conversations and networks. And he told this guy, anytime you're in the presence of greatness, greatness is anything that's beyond what you have achieved. Whether or not you respect it, it is a fact. There are people I don't like their guts, but I respect their game. Because they are producers. They produce, man. They produce results. They affect the lives of multiple human beings, hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, entire nations. I mean, I think of people like Elon Musk as a random example. Many people don't like him. That guy affects the destinies of humanity. Whether or not you like the guy, fact. He has produced. So I like to learn from him. That's an extreme example. Find local ones. I'm sure there are plenty, right? But took this young guy. This young guy, for whatever reason, decided in this meeting, this dinner, he had something meaningful to contribute.
Yeah.
Never mind he's there on someone else's expense. Someone else is paying for his dinner. He rode on someone's private jet. And his only responsibility was to carry a briefcase and listen. He decided to join the conversation and tell them, me, I've done this, me, I think that. And you know, the Japanese guys, they're very, I love their culture.
Yeah.
They just let the guy ramble on for a good 45 minutes. My mentor was livid. His blood was boiling, but he had to control himself. The dinner was over. They bowed humbly, bounced. They went to their hotel room. In the morning, he sent the guy back to the US. And he has never seen him since. He cut him off. Sounds extreme, but for good reason. He violated the protocol that is necessary for mentorship. Keep your opinions to yourself. If you knew enough, you would not need their mentorship.
Yeah.
You're there because you need to learn. So there's a humility that's required. And that's very difficult to do if you don't like or respect the person or their game. So those are the criteria I would advise you to use to pick a mentor, because you have to subject yourself to their advice, to their counsel.
Yeah.
It's almost a discipleship. And that is strong. That is, I have people ask me every now and then to be their mentor, and I tell them I can't. And they ask me why, and I tell them, first of all, I don't believe I qualify to be a mentor yet. That's just my own assessment. And number two, you're not ready to subject yourself to what true mentorship is. And he gave an example. Another young guy, great student, mentee, came to him. He had received a giant bonus at work, and he needed a new vehicle. At least he thought he did. Right? He had an old used vehicle that he was driving, and he decided it's time to upgrade. He wanted to get the 3 Series BMW, because now he has a bonus. So he came to his mentor and asked him, hey man, I got a bonus. Congratulations, cheers. Now I wanted to buy a BMW M3. What do you think? The same mentor I'm just discussing, advised him and told him, take the money, put it away. Don't change your lifestyle because of the extra money. Be prudent, exercise discipline, delayed gratification, all the stuff you hear Nabo Capital talk about. Put it away, invest it, and I will find opportunities for you to grow that money. The kid was like, what? I must buy. Bought the BMW. A year later, he got fired from his job and couldn't keep up with maintenance, payments, and so on. Ended up losing the vehicle. Came back to the mentor for a job. Mentor told the guy, you don't qualify to be my mentee because you will not subject yourself to my counsel. If you don't listen, whoever does not respect your time, does not respect your counsel, your advice. Whoever does not respect your counsel does not qualify to be in your presence. So that would be my advice. Those are the things I've learned. I continually practice them. Myself, to this day, I'm learning. I ask, and I ask some more. As much as I talk, a lot of it has to do with asking in certain contexts. And in some contexts, I literally shut up and just listen. Sometimes you don't even know what to ask. That's how deep it gets. Like, you can't ask an intelligent question because of who you're interacting with. Just be there and listen, observe. So super critical to your success, whatever levels of success you think you can achieve. That would be my answer.
Wow. Very difficult to add to that. Yeah.
I'm sure you can add something.
The only thing I can say is that I have never really found one perfect mentor, as in 360 degrees. So I have, if it's spiritual, I have a spiritual mentor. If it is business, then I would find a business mentor. But it's so difficult to find one who is a spiritual mentor.
Everything in one.
Yeah, everything in one. So I've also accepted that human beings are inadequate. So there's this complementary thing. Then there's the other thing is there is formal mentorship and there is informal mentorship. One beautiful example of informal mentorship, the Nabo YouTube channel would not be in existence today if it was not for this gentleman here. We sat over a cup of tea. I asked him, Bana, what is this thing you're doing on YouTube? And the things what Solo told me over a cup of tea, they changed my perspective completely. By the time I left there, I was convinced this was the best thing that we should do. And I was just telling him today how it has transformed Nabo. Because I listened to his counsel. But we didn't sit down and agree now, can you be my mentor? No.
Right.
So you also need
and I would never agree. I need to be learning from him. That's how I feel, yeah.
Yeah. So you need to recognize these opportunities that present themselves. And you know, this is my time to listen. This is my time to receive. And it deposited something really heavy in me. The other thing I'd say personally, because there is no one perfect human being, and human solutions are inadequate, especially at some moments of difficulty, I have learned to be under the counsel of the Holy Spirit. So I do ask God questions. I asked, what do you think I should do here? And I'm just in my meditation mode, and I'm reading the Word, and I'm praying, and wisdom comes. There are things that we have been doing in Nabo. I cannot tell you where they came from an individual, but I know they were downloads, and that's a great source of wisdom and counsel that very many people don't tap into.
Yeah, amen to that, brother. Yeah, I mean, I think that answers it succinctly. I mean, if you have any questions about that, reach out. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you who are watching virtually, we really appreciate you taking time to listen in with the audience here. We are so grateful for the opportunity to share our experiences. Hopefully it adds value to your lives. We hope you'll continue to stay tuned. We'll have more episodes coming up. If you have any questions, please send them through. Make comments, make sure you like the videos and subscribe and share them only with people that you like, please. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. I am Solomon.
And I'm Pius Muchiri, and this is the Tea.